Hi, and good morning. This is Dr. Bob Flower, your host of the Master Pattern Report. And this is your report for Monday, June 8th. I was just looking out the window watching my money fly out, so I just don't mind me if I'm distracted today. Well, let's look at how we did last week. Okay, um, oil hit that $68 level as we had proposed, like a stone wall. And just back down, and it's fluttering around that 67, 68, 68 and a half. I think it will back off a little bit further here before it stagnates and then makes another run if the news is positive for the American economy, which we think it will be in the near term. Silver, as we had said, almost right on cue last week. Just backed off almost a dollar. And while we're bullish silver and gold and copper, we think this is a withdrawal, retracement, as they say in the industry, and we're looking to buy on a pullback down around the 1450 level or anything below that. So adding to the position, we're totally confident that silver is going to make a big run before the end of this year, as are the other metals, platinum and copper in particular, and of course gold. Interest rates, well, boy, is this backfiring on us. Interest rates are climbing. In fact, the 30-year mortgage rate went from somewhere around 4 and 5/8, 4 and 3/4, up to 5 and 1/4, 5 and 3/8 within a week. And we're going to see some more of that, folks. So, tighten your belts. And the S&P is stiffening at this point, but okay. So now let's go into our predictions for this week. Well, I think everything is going to pretty much remain the same. The dollar is showing some strength here. The New Zealand dollar is weakening. The Aussie dollar is weakening. We think that the British sterling is in trouble here, only because of the Brits are doing having some real big problems economically and politically, and we think that they're about to lose it over there, which is going to hurt sterling in the near future here. But at this point, it's looking fairly good. So we have to keep an eye on that because we think there's going to be some retracement there. The S&P is catching its breath. This, as far as we're concerned, is a bear market rally. So there's tremendous. I mean, you can see on the master pattern chart that there's tremendous resistance at this level. But we think that what's going to happen here very shortly is that the U.S. government is working on some other strategies to enhance the market and the securities market, and that will be a bust out, which we think will carry us to the 10,000 level and maybe higher. That's the way it looks at this point, and unless there's something that we cannot see yet, and we've gone back quite a while to look for a remodel, but we can't seem to find it on the master pattern. That's the way it looks. Now, when this run starts, or when it gets going, then we're going to see oil make a move, and we may then see the silver and gold start its ascent. Okay, so let's see how this all plays out within the next, before the end of July. Right. So keep an eye on that. But I have to tell you that I'm very nervous about what's going on here. I think that we are in we're in deep trouble. Things are about to break down, and I think that one of the main things that we have to be concerned about is what I call political economics. Now, the difference between standard economics and political economics is the cost to the community for economic decisions. For instance, giving raises to unions, or not cutting salaries of union people, whatever, on municipal unions or things of that sort, where it's not in league with what's actually happening to the rest of us out there, right? And that factor, and I'll explain how we're coming to that factor within the next session or two, is rising. All right. So, and it's rising desperately. In fact, in California, it has arisen, and it's there, and it's not a second coming, boy. I tell you, it's a tidal wave, which is about to hit the rest of us. And I think you're gonna start seeing a couple of other states, bite the bullet here pretty soon the same way, and that will be one of the big signs that things are starting to fall apart. Given all this, one of the things I'm really concerned about is this whole issue of class welfare and warfare. I think we're being manipulated. I've talked about this in the past. I will continue to talk about it because I think that this is the way that they're keeping us separated. This is the way they're getting what they want, playing one set of focus and concepts against another. Republican against Democrat, conservative against liberal, and vice versa, and the whole thing. So more than ever, and you can see independents, the independent voter is rising. They are now almost 39% of the 36% of the voting population, and you're going to see that number rise as people begin to get smart and say, it's not Republican or conservative in my eye. It's what's good and what's bad, regardless of who's saying it. Unemployment, the official realistic number, including those people who have dropped out and all of the independent contractors, such as realtors and insurance people, who were never on salaries, is somewhere around 16%. And we're going to see 20% by late winter, perhaps even higher. Now, this is not fun, folks. We're in some serious stuff. What we want to do is we want to have a plan, which I'm trying to put together. Go to our blog, look at our blog, deal with some issues there. I think you'll find some very interesting commentaries and questions. But above all, stay in cash right now unless you have some sort of income-producing investment that you can make. By all means, do that, because income-producing at reasonable levels, that is, that the rates aren't excessive, is going to be the way to go. It's going to be very, very difficult to make money from here on in, and it's going to be even harder to hold on to it. All right, so this is very important. Go to our website. You see the address. Go to our blog. Let's hear from you. Things are getting really interesting, and I think that we need to pitch together to put something over to help us all pull through this in a positive way. Have a great week. Things are looking exciting.